Welcome on into the Josh Reese Show. I'm your host, Josh Reese, and this video that you clicked on is about Eric Gordon and his sixth-man winning season in his first year with the Houston Rockets. But before we get into the video, please take 2 seconds to follow my friends over at Countryside Massage here in Conroe, Texas. They do really wonderful work. Take 2 seconds, click the description below, click the link, give them a like on Facebook. I would appreciate it. They're supporters of mine, and I am certainly supporters of the wonderful work they do in Conroe. But enough about that. You clicked on the video to find out about Eric Gordon. So let's tell you about his great season for the Houston Rockets. And it really was. Eric Gordon was not really someone that the Rockets wanted first off. The Rockets were hoping to get Al Horford and Kent Bazemore, but they ended up signing plan B and C in Ryan Anderson and Eric Gordon. And turns out was fantastic for the Houston Rockets. Who knows how it would have worked out with Horford and Bazemore, but certainly not as well. Bazemore was certainly not the shooter that Gordon was. Probably more of a defensive player, but Gordon certainly fit this offense perfectly and seems like he's going to be someone that the Rockets count on very heavily going forward. But Gordon played, I thought, was very key in 75 games this year, which was nearly a career high, the most that he's played since his rookie season. And as we all know, he's been tagged with the injury-prone label for nearly his whole career. But 75 games, pretty good mark for Eric Gordon to hit. Not only that, he kind of bought into the backup role in Houston coming off the bench and ended up scoring about 16.5 points a game, pulling down 3 rebounds and 3 assists. But the 16 points he pulled down was the most he's had since his first season with the New Orleans Hornets. His first full season with the New Orleans Hornets. So it's been a while since Eric Gordon has been this effective. And he did it in a backup role. With the Hornets, it was the starting role, and he still wasn't as effective. But here in Houston, he found a groove coming off the bench and playing that James Harden role, but off the bench. And I'll take that back immediately. The James Harden scoring role, not the James Harden creating role. Because Eric Gordon was certainly the shooter and scorer, not the creator. Sorry I even mentioned that. That was dumb of me. But Eric Gordon, fantastic in the role that he played with the Houston Rockets. 68% of his shots were three-point attempts, which was a career high for him. He shot, 37% from three. Not too bad, considering he's shooting a lot. And one of the things I thought was really key for the Houston Rockets, and it wasn't just Eric Gordon, but Eric Gordon, James Harden, and Ryan Anderson all extended the three-point line to about 28 feet. And by taking a couple steps out from the three-point line, it kind of helped open up the offense. And what Ryan Anderson, James Harden, and Eric Gordon did was create more space for Clint Capella to work in the paint when they were rolling on pick and rolls and stuff like that. But when you had Eric Gordon, who was shooting 39% from three from 28 feet, it kind of really helped. You had to really guard Eric Gordon. So 6 people took more three-point attempts from 28-plus feet than Eric Gordon, and it was Curry, Damian Lillard, Ryan Anderson, Jamal Crawford, and James Harden. But Eric Gordon shot better than all those guys from the deep three. So going forward, maybe we might see Eric Gordon take those numbers up just a tad, because if he's going to keep on hitting 39% from deep three, that's going to help the Rockets out a lot. But maybe you can pump it up to 40%. Who knows? But here in Houston, he's certainly a three-point, I don't want to say a sharpshooter, but he's a volume shooter, and he's hitting 37%, so it kind of helps make him a sharpshooter of sorts. I really don't think he's a sharpshooter, but like I mentioned, volume shooter, a lot are going to go in because he's shooting a ton of shots. 13 shots a game, and just looking over the numbers, that's his most in past couple seasons that he spent with the New Orleans Hornets, Pelicans, whatever. So really good season from Eric Gordon. 36% from on catch and shoots, which is primarily all he did was catch and shoots. When you have James Harden rolling into the lane, you got Eric Gordon out on the perimeter. He's just going to catch the ball and shoot it. But I thought this was really good. Pull-up jumpers, 52% shooting on pull-up jumpers. I thought that's amazing. If that's something that he can keep up going forward, that's really going to help the Rockets offense be really potent. Maybe he can mix a few more of those in going into next season. In the 7 seconds or less offense, you're going to get a lot of pull-up jumpers. And if he's going to shoot 52% on pull-ups, might as well let him shoot a few more. But before we got out of here, I did want to mention about his defense. I know you think Eric Gordon, you think that he's a defensive liability, but in the playoffs, I thought we really got to see a little bit more of a locked-in Eric Gordon, a little bit more intensity from him defensively, and I thought he did a pretty good job when he was asked to cover Russell Westbrook on possessions, when he was asked to cover Kawhi Leonard on some possessions. I thought he held his own. And some of the numbers I wanted to pick up here, I thought this one was a little bit telling. On isolations, when people would isolate on Eric Gordon in the playoffs, he only allowed 41.7% field goal percentage, which is pretty damn good. So kudos for Eric Gordon. Played really, really, really well this season. And going into next year, I expect him to also be in the mix for, if not win, Sixth Man of the Year again. I don't see his role changing on the Houston Rockets, and I see him not only fitting in more, but getting more opportunities to score off the second unit with as he's pretty much the primary guy now. No Lou Williams, so he's going to need to be counted on a little bit more. So that's pretty much all I got on Eric Gordon. I appreciate you guys for giving this video a watch. If you enjoyed my content on this video, please give this a thumbs up and a like. I would appreciate it. Also, if you could share this with other fellow Rockets fans. If you know anybody out there that enjoys Rockets content, please share this video with them. Also, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about Eric Gordon's season. Did he exceed expectations for you? That's what I want to know. Did Eric Gordon exceed your expectations? Because I know when he came into the season, I think a lot of people, like myself, were a little bit cautious about riding the Eric Gordon hype train. But going into next season, I'm all aboard the hype train. Choo-choo! All aboard. Also, please feel free to follow my friends over at Countryside Massage. I would appreciate that. And lastly, if this is your first time viewing my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me on Twitter at Mr. Joshua. Guys, I'm going to bounce out of here, and we will be back with you next time as we continue our video breakdown series. Still got a few more guys to get through before we can call it wraps on the season. Thank you for giving this a watch.